Hey Leos, happy birthday season. How are you guys doing? I hope you guys had an amazing June. Now that Jupiter is finally direct, people are way nicer. Like for me now, I'm going out and people are smiling at me. Maybe it's also the weather, right? It's beautiful, especially in Canada. So how was Jupiter going direct for you guys? I know that Pluto and Saturn is still retrograde, but Jupiter direct should have been quite the ease of frustration. So I'm not sure how many of you guys reached out to ask where Jupiter was going direct in your chart, but comment below. I'm happy to do it. And then you can find out where the positive energy, where the good luck is in your life, in any area of your life. So for instance, if Jupiter went direct in your career and finances home, if I let you know that, if you figure that out on your own, or if I let you know that, you'll know that this is a time to start applying for a new job if that's what you're thinking about. You'll know that you're going to have really good luck in, the job search, things like that. So feel free, please either email me or comment below with your birth time, date, and location. The birth time is really important. If you don't have it, I can still guess, but it's not going to be as accurate. So if you have your exact birth time, that makes a world of difference. And then that way we can figure out exactly what area of your life Jupiter went direct and where you're having the most luck. So just a quick story to let you know how incredible it is. My husband's Jupiter went direct over his second house of self-worth and finances, and literally the day that it went direct, he got a call for a change in, like a promotion essentially. So not a change of job like the 10th house would, but a change in his financial in our financial situation. So Jupiter is just doing amazing things right now for all of us. And I'm sure you felt the energy shift because we're all empaths here. We're all sensitive people. I'm sure maybe even some of you guys got a little sick like I did, but there was definitely an energy shift. Jupiter going direct helped with that transition. Now we're still on the straight and narrow, but with Pluto and Saturn retrograde, it could be better. Let me just put it that way. It could be better because, like I mentioned in the last video, Pluto and Saturn, those are the planets that when they go retrograde, we're really looking inward and we're really questioning everything. We're questioning our values. We're questioning our structure, our authority, our timelines. Where we are in life. We're questioning our transformations. We're looking around at people around us and saying, look how far they came. Am I stuck? What's going on with me? Like, we're really questioning whether or not we've transformed. We're questioning our power struggles. We're questioning death, sex, all that, all the taboo stuff, all the stuff you don't want to talk about, plus all the heavy stuff like responsibilities and, like I said, timeline, structure, authority, things like that. So with those being internalized and not being able to put out there, it is quite the struggle, and we're just so blessed that the universe has given us a little bit of leeway by putting Jupiter direct, because Jupiter going direct and then retrograde, you feel that instantly, as opposed to if it was just direct the entire time. That retrograde to direct motion was like that extra shot of luck, right? Because it went in and then poof, right outwards. So who won the lottery? I need to know who won the lottery, because Leos are already naturally very lucky, and then to have Jupiter go direct as well, who won the lottery? Okay, so that being said, I'm going to get started because I don't have much to say about astrology, and I'm sure within the reading I'll mention a little bit more about numerology, okay? So let's get started. Now that I have this card, I know that I'm ready for my Leos. Okay, see, it already feels good. You guys are ready to go. Okay, so some sleepless nights, but it's coming to an end. The sleepless nights are coming to an end, and the only reason why you're having trouble sleeping is just because there's a little bit of an inner conflict there, an inner struggle. Definitely not enough comfort at home, for sure. I'm definitely seeing that. And also that, like I said, that Saturn being internalized, it really, Saturn internalized, you are going to stay up late at night thinking about it. Well, what are my responsibilities? What I got to take care of? That's where you're really going to be hit hard with the Saturn retrograde. But you guys are going through an incredible transformation. Something is transforming for you guys, and you know, I don't really think that you guys are opening your arms to it. I don't think you guys are allowing it in. And because of it, it feels like a struggle. That's probably why you're having a hard time sleeping or having a hard time shutting your mind off at night. Because when our soul and our ego is not aligned, that's conflict. It's such a conflicted chaos internalized. So it's really time to embrace that transformation. You are not the same person that you were. That's just not the case. You're changed. You're different. Embrace it. Bring it in. It doesn't have to be a scary thing. You don't have to be that person that other people feel comfortable with. See what I'm saying? If you want to change, if you want to make a transformation, especially a deep one, you don't owe it to anyone to stop yourself from that and to try and resist that growth. Okay? The transformation is here. It's very delicate though. It's delicate like a flower, and it's asking you to just pluck it. Please just pluck that transformation. Plant that seed of growth and allow that change, because your entire life has been building toward this transformation. So why now block it? I know that you guys are fixed signs, but it's only in your mind that you're stopping yourself from this transformation. And it's almost like you're convincing yourself that you're not worthy of it, that you don't deserve it. And that's only because of any outside influences. If you were to take a second to be alone, like actually isolate yourself, like unplug, get rid of your cell phone for a little bit, turn off the TV, completely unplug and just, sit in the sun and question everything, you'll realize that you are special and you are incredibly, incredibly blessed. You've really built so much. You were the strongest bitch in the world. You were the strongest cat. Like, I would say bitch because female dog, right? Like, you are a strong, fierce, and incredibly independent person, and it's not fair to be taming that wild beast within. See what I'm saying? Because that wild beast wants to roar. That wild beast just wants to let go, and you're what's that from Bridesmaids? You're your own problem and you're your own solution. You want to transform. You can't sleep because you know that you're going through something and you're not in balance. Essentially, you're not aligned. Like I said, your ego and your soul is not lined up, and because of that, you're losing a lot of sleep. Okay, so just embrace the change, embrace the flow. If you want to do something that old you wouldn't necessarily do, and you're afraid of how that's going to be perceived or how people are going to view, do it anyways. Push through it. Use the strength that you have to push through it, because all it takes is that one instance, that one situation where you show the people that you care about that you're not that same person, you're not going to be treated that way, you're not going to do things that way, you're a different person. All it takes is for you to show them that one time, and then they'll believe you. Like, people are pretty easy in that way. They're not going to say, hey, stay in your box. And if they are, then cut them out. Goodbye. Okay, so that is the theme that's going on right now. Oh, wow. A lot of similarities with the Cancer reading. A lot of similarities. Do you guys have Cancers in your lives? Do you find that maybe you and your Cancers are going through kind of the same thing? I don't want the wind to blow everything away. Sorry, bear with me. Okay. So just like the Cancers, there is someone that's impeding on your sense of freedom. There is something, somebody's, people, plural, one person. Okay, so there's people, plural. One person is upset about it, genuinely. The other person is just completely, doesn't even realize it. And the other person is like kind of like smirking about it. Like, they're like, haha, you don't get to be free. Not on my watch. And that might not be said, but it's something that is absolutely shown. And if you actually meet that person with your third eye, like, that might sound kind of hoo-hoo, but if you meet that person with your third eye, you know that they're intentions for where you're at in your life and the transformations that you've halted for their comfortability, you'll know who I'm talking about. You'll know that person has a lot of underlying motivators that are selfish. Like it really has nothing to do with you. It has everything to do with them, like everything this world does. It is a very selfish motivated thing. You can't really hate them for it. All you have to do is put up that change. Show them, no, I'm transformed. This is where you are and this is where I am, and you stay there, and I decide when I change. I decide my freedom. I decide what makes me happy and who I talk to and what thoughts I want to have. Don't plant thoughts into my head. So that's what's going on right now, okay? And that's the reason why you're feeling like this person is a pain in the ass. These people, this person, you can't really fault the person who is upset about it, and you can't really fault the person who doesn't even notice it. And to be honest with you, you can't really fault the person who is at fault, because at the end of the day, people are only going to treat you the way that you allow them to. So this is the obstacle and the aid. You're going to have to get pissed off. You're going to have to be in some sort of pain, either emotional, physical, some sort of discomfort, in order for you to finally be like, enough is enough. I'm making a change. I don't care what you say. Goodbye. So yeah, it's going to suck a little bit, but this is an obstacle and an aid. This is what's needed. So if things are feeling kind of like, especially not feeling like you can sleep very well, the good thing is that the outcome card is everything looking really, really good. Like, this is the same card that I pulled for Cancer as well. You guys are walking on water. This is your season. This is your birthday season. Like, you own this. You own this time. Summer is for Cancers and Leos, in my opinion. Own it. You don't need to give anybody your sense of freedom, and it's not fair for anybody involved for you to put that on them. Because a lot of the times, like for me especially, I'll pass the buck so that when and if something goes wrong, I'm like, wasn't me. Although at the end of the day, it still affects me 100%. So I might as well have taken control and ownership over the good and the bad. See what I'm saying? Subconsciously, there's a fire sign. Male energy. So either, a patriarch in the house, or even like if it is like a single parent, a single mom who is kind of like the father as well, or even like a grandparent who stepped in, but it is a male energy and it is older than you, and it is a fire sign. It's someone who's incredibly closed fist, somebody who doesn't want you to change because they have a fear of change. Okay, it hurts them. It physically hurts them. They can't digest change. They can't. Some people can and some people can't. And my favorite site is ourspiritualnutrition.com, and it talks about the spiritual reasons for physical diseases. And the one that I've been having trouble breathing recently, and like my lungs hurt. When I looked it up, you're not breathing in life enough. So for the stomach, not digesting the information that you're gaining, not able to chew it up and like really suck it dry and then digest it down. So this fire sign, this male energy fire sign who loves jewelry, who's very decorated, either buys jewelry for other people as a way to say sorry, or just wears a lot of jewelry, and this person who has put themselves on a pedestal when it comes to you, like they put themselves higher up. Either that's just like the family hierarchy or the work hierarchy, the natural hierarchy, but they definitely put themselves on a pedestal, and they're comfortable being on a level a little bit higher than you. They're comfortable with that, okay? But this person sees that you want this person doesn't even see that you want to transform. This person's like, no, keep yourself how you are. Don't shed that skin, because I won't pay any attention to it. I know that you're trying to, but I'm so stubborn in the fact that my pride is going to look over this way. So if you're going to transform, I'm not watching, okay? You're thinking that something has to come to an end. You think that, you put a lot of work into a lot of different areas. Put a lot of work out, whether that's family, friends, work, events, things like that. You put out a lot of work into all these areas, and you're like, I need something to come to a completion, because I can't keep scattering all these energies. I need something to just be completed with, either that project or that relationship or that whatever. I need something to just be completed so that I can have space in my life for something better, okay? And the only way to get to that conclusion, the only way that you're going to get to the conclusion that something has to come to an end is when you financially, emotionally, spiritually cannot take it anymore, because you are giving way too much. Way too much. Way too much giving, not enough giving to yourself, not enough self-love. And you will eventually, this month, you will see that. And when you decide that something has to come to an end, that's when you'll have the space to take care of yourself, and everything will be beautiful. Everything will be beautiful. Okay, you right now, sorry, something that would have just passed was a major change. So last month, there was that good luck and changes. I remember that being the title. I'll be honest with you, usually when I get into the zone, I hardly remember the readings afterwards. A, being that there's 12, and B, I'll only remember it if it relates to my family, because, you know, I am kind of doing it for them as well. But what was a major change that happened? I remember the title of the last video was Good Luck and Changes or something like that. So there would have been a change that came in. It should be positive. Like, it should be positive depending on how you're looking at it, right? Like, a lot of things can hurt at the time, and then in hindsight, of course, it's 2020, and you're like, oh, that was a positive experience. I'm glad that happened. So change would have just came. Whatever change came is the reason why this person is taking from you. Because of this change, they're like, no more changes. You know, you just went through a change. Here, chill now. Look what happened. It didn't work out, or it worked out, but not in everybody's favor, especially this person. So now they're like, no, don't change anymore. Just stay stagnant, because look what happened. Okay? It's all ego. It's all ego. Don't pay any mind. I know it's important to take the people that we care about, to take their opinions into consideration, but it shouldn't be the end all be all. At the end of the day, we are our own authority, and we have to own that. So you right now, something is being revealed to you, especially in a partnership. You're okay with it though. It's like this knowledge needed to come forth. So this is what's going on right now. It's balanced. Something that probably happened around that new moon, right? The new moon on the 24th in Cancer. A lot of emotions came out. A lot of people were really under emotional attack in a way. And if you weren't around a body of water, you would have really felt the brunt of it, because the water in the new moon in Cancer, the water was, that's why where I am, it's been raining like crazy, because it's a cleansing process. We're going through an energy shift. So right now it's quite the energy process. New moon would have revealed some new emotions, some emotional trauma, or some emotional damage that you're still trying to sift through, and you kind of have to put your abundance on the back shelf. You kind of have to put, okay, I know that I'm blessed, I know that I have a lot, but let me just put that idea and put that confidence on the back burner, because I need to be there now for this partnership, this relationship, this other person. Okay? That's where you're at right now. Family and friends, they felt that emotion. They totally felt that emotional shift, and they're really focused on it. They're not making any progress when it comes to moving on from that emotional shift. They're just still, like, that was like days ago, and they're still focused on that emotional drainage, okay? So this is interesting. This is your hope and your fear. You hope to be completely emotionally satisfied, but you fear it. And that must relate with this ending, you know, because sometimes when we have a lot going on, it feeds our emotions. We're like, well, we're important. It feeds into our ego. We're like, oh, it's like that guy who's, you know, at walking down the street loudly on his cell phone, probably talking to no one. Like, he needed to feel like he's got a lot going on in order to feel important. There's a lot going on. You're important without all this crap, without all this going on. So don't fear it. Don't fear to just be happy where you're at without adding more on, okay? Okay, so that is the gist of the reading. So essentially you're losing some sleep, having a hard time just getting comfortable in bed, and just getting comfortable with your own thoughts and being in isolation and being alone. And that is because of somebody else impeding on your sense of freedom and your sense of change. And you need this pain in order to grow. You need this pain to realize that, yeah, I don't want to be alone per se, not comfortable with my loneliness, but is it worth being with someone who doesn't support you? Sometimes being alone is, and like, you can be alone but be in a group of people, right? Like, sometimes that's the most loneliest feeling, is when you're surrounded by people that care about you, yet you're alone. So keep in mind that you need this pain in order to grow. Time to really have something come to an end. It's time to really close a door on something. It's time to really just wash your hands clean. And it doesn't, like, it could even just be your feelings toward this person, or your idea about this person, or, you know what I mean? Something that's just going to free up some space for love in your heart, because it's there and things are looking really, really good. Like, this is a future card. It's looking really good. You're going to be walking on water soon, but there's not enough space. It's from The Secret. She was saying, there's a story from The Secret. I'm sure you guys have read it. But she was saying that she was manifesting a spouse. She realized she slept in the middle of the bed. Her garage had room for her car. Her closet was completely filled with her stuff. It wasn't until, and I totally believe this, it wasn't until she started sleeping on her side of the bed, she made room in her closet, she cleared out the garage, that her soulmate came in, because she told the universe, I have space for this person now. If you're going to be, completely wrapped up with everything that doesn't even really matter for your soul progress, you're not even allowing the space for something amazing to come in. Okay, so let me get into numerology really quickly, because I have about 6 minutes left, and numerology September is going to be intense. So I'm not sure how many of you guys did this last month, but I'm just going to quickly hammer it out, and I hope that I explain it better this time. So you take your birth month, unless it's November, take your birth month and deduce it down to a single digit. So if it's, so you take June or July, either 6 or 7 or 8. So, I guess you'd be either a 7 or 8. Sorry. Okay. So take either 7 or 8 if you're born in July or August, and you add that to your birthday number. So just say I'm going to use my friend's birthday, July 28th. 7 plus 2 plus 8. 7, 8, 9. So it equals an 8. So 7 plus 2 is a 9 plus 8. I don't know. I think it's a 17. And then you deduce that. So you do 1 plus 7. So then you have an 8. Okay. So that's what the number that you're stuck with. If you're born on the 11th or the 22nd, just add the 7 or the 8 from July or August. Don't bring that down into a 4 or a 2 by doing 1 plus 1 equals 2 or 2 plus 2 equals 4. 11 or 22, just keep it as is, okay? So you have your number. So my friend's birthday, July 28th, which is July the 7th month, plus 2 plus 8 equals 7, 8, 9, plus 8, 17, which is 1 plus 7, which is 8. You take that and then just add a 1 to it. Add a 1. And then there's a 9 or whatever number. Okay. Now that you have your number, you got your calculator, and I didn't confuse you too much, I'm going to quickly go through what they mean. September, this is going to be the peak. This is what's going on in September. If you got a 1, new beginnings, brace yourself. If you got a 2, prepare for your soulmate to come in. Open the space for a relationship. If you got a 3, creative project, birthing something, if you're trying to get pregnant, September will probably be when you do get pregnant, birthing something, either a new business, something creative, socializing a lot, be prepared for your calendars to be completely jam-packed. If you got a 4, building month, this whole year probably would have been pretty hard for you, okay? I'm in a 4 too, and it's been 1 step forward, 2 steps back, but it's all building. So 4, if you got a 4, September may be a harder month, just because you're doing a lot of the framework, a lot of the building blocks. 5, you got changes coming in. Brace yourself. You can't stop them. You might as well just embrace them. There's going to be a lot of chaotic energy, a lot more partying, a lot more fun, a lot more socializing, just like the 3, but changes, okay? Which is probably what a lot of you guys want right now. If you got a 6, focus on family and friends. This is a lot of the times where you'll get married, divorced, or separated, something like that. So 6 is really nurturing the family unit and the friends unit and your responsibilities there. If you got a 7, probably not going to leave the house in September. It's going to be a lot of inner work, going to be a lot of meditating, studying, like inner studying. Maybe you're going back to school, but 7 is for, like, especially if you're going back to school online. Then you have the 8. If you got an 8, be prepared for either huge financial gains or huge financial lows, okay? Prepare yourself for that. Get ready now. Get your finances in order now so that when September hits, if you got the 8 year, you got the 8 number, when September hits, it's going to be a power struggle. That's what the 8's all about, power struggling. You got a 9, prepare for endings. End of a cycle, end of completion. Consider something like this. Start thinking about what could be ending, because it's coming. Okay, love you guys. Love you, Leos. Don't forget to comment or message me. Feel free to reach out. I'm completely open. I'm a double air sign, so I love to talk. Makes me feel very special. So love you guys and have an amazing birthday month, and I'll see you guys in August. Bye.